Octopath. Today might be a long one because I am fully intending on finishing off the character stories. And then I'll just maybe do some on-screen stream grinding for getting ready to deal with the actual in-game stuff, but I don't know yet. I'll figure it out. But today for sure, unless something happens like the power going out again, we're finishing up all the stories. So, let's do this. So what do we still have to do? We have Tressas, Prims, and Hunnets, and that is it. Alright. Okay. Let's swap out Old Brick and have whomever else in his spot. Since we're doing that, I don't know exactly what I'm gonna want you to have, so just have nothing. Pardon me. Barmate. There we go. There we go on it. Get you swapped in. I'll be taking all of these. Okay, don't want you to worry about evasion with what you're doing, which is weird, but having to play you as a tank. It's a really good hat. Make you even more tanky. And then go ahead and have, just because why not, an extra 50. Okay. Oh, and it's down here. Tamara Salem. Then I have to find the bar down here to get the actual story started. I forgot. There it is. I would like to hear a tale. The story so far. In Still Snow, Hannet did meet with the seer Susanna, who told her of a plant that could protect her from Red Eye's fell curse. Never did she expect to find a dragon in those dark woods. Very few hunters in history have felled such a beast. But Hannet now stands amongst them. Now I can finally face Red Eye and bring Master back. When leaving the village, she was met by one of Eliza's men, who told her where she might find the fiend. Now, the die is cast. Ready to face her fate, she journeys to Mara Salem, jewel of the desert.
Here.
So this is Mara Salem. Eliza must be somewhere here.
I see.
Too hot for thee, gal? I cannot blame thee. This sun is merciless, even without a coat of fur. Big happy cat. But thou shalt stay by my side. Thou art a stalwart friend, Linda. Come on, let us find Eliza, and in some shade.
Mayhap.
Pray pardon me, my lady, but aren't you honoured at the Darkwood?
Just so.
I am. I have come to meeting with Eliza.
Of course.
Ah, splendid. We've been waiting your arrival. Please come with me. Bunk. Begging your pardon, Lady Eliza, but Hunter the Huntress has arrived.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you, Sergeant.
Hunted.
It's good to see you again, my friend. Pray tell me of your quest. Have you found a way to cure Xantha?
Yes.
I have. The curse can be broken, but only by slaying the monster that caused it. Then all is not lost, for we have found the beast. It lurks in an ancient ruin to the west of here. The locals call it Grimsand. And yet, how do you mean to defeat Red Eye? Even Xantha himself was no match for the fiend.
If thou wilt.
I found a way to protect myself from its curse.
Excellent.
Truly. Then we may have cause to hope after all.
I am ready.
I will leave for the ruins at once.
I think not.
Wait, Hanit, there's one more thing you should know. When Red Eye entered the ruins, many of the monsters that once lived there fled before it. They began to roam the surface, threatening travelers and farmers alike. General Lunar led the city guards into the sands to drive them off. And? They have yet to return. The plan was to march toward the ruins and dispatch any monsters roaming the surface. I scarce imagined they would have ventured within, but... Not even Xantha was the equal of that beast. No matter how many men he marches with, General Lunar cannot hope to defeat it. Then let us pray that he did not find of it. Meanwhile, in the Grimsand ruins, he hath found in it. Heaven save us, my legs turned to stone. God's teeth, this cannot be. Things are actively screaming. This is a massacre. Fall back. Fall back, I say. Captain Rafe, get them into safety. But sir...
Listen up.
I'll keep the beast busy.
Damnation!
You must not, sir. Not alone. Let me...
Oi!
You have your orders, Captain. Go. Yes, sir. Rawr. Travel bad, sir? According to Eliza, the king's soldiers are bound for the dungeon where Red Eye is lurking. I pray they're not marching to their doom. I do not doubt that they have a plan, but yes, I fear for them also. Yes, this Red Eye is such a horrific, terrible fiend. In times such as this, what sort of prayers dost thou offering? Please teach it me, so that I mightn't pray in too. Of course, here's a simple one. Just repeat after me. May the flame protect these brave men. May the flame protect these brave men. Like that? Yes, perfect. I thank thee. I too shall pray for their safe return. Darn, that would have been the perfect time for Therian to pipe up with an they're all dead, you know. He would have done it.
Huh.
Have you heard? The hunting party has returned.
Oh.
It's been some time, has it not? Indeed, I fear the worst. The soldiers have marched against the monsters. They haven't returned. And yet what is this baleful mood that pervadeth the air? Elio, where's my Elio? That wasn't prepared for panic, I'm sorry. Why are they back now? I saw monsters roaming in scores around the ruins just this morning.
Ugh.
It's only a matter of time before they reach the town. Father's dead. Say it's not so.
So then...
So the battle was lost.
Indeed.
Huh, Hannet, there you are. We'll make for the palace to discuss our next move. This is Captain Raff. He says the regiment was nearly annihilated. Probably Rafe. You must be the apprentice of the great hunter, Xanta. Many of my men died today. I cannot let their sacrifice be in vain. We shall rearm, re-equip, and do whatever is required to bring down that goddamn fiend.
Could you?
Pray lend us your aid.
Yes.
Of course. 'Tis why I am here.
I am most pleased to see you return safe, Captain.
I fear there is no pleasure in it for me, Your Highness. I fled like a coward.
You did your duty, Captain. Without you to bring us word of what happened, we would be all but doomed. Now, we would hear your report.
By your leave, Your Majesty. There were packs of monsters roaming in the vicinity of the ruins. The men fought bravely and succeeded in culling their numbers. Emboldened, we dared to venture into the ruins themselves. 'Twas there that red-eyed beast came upon us. A ferocious creature of a size and strength I've not seen. But that was not the worst of it. Oh no. Any soldier that met its blood-red gaze was turned to stone. Living statues, insensible to all around them.
Tell me one thing, Captain.
Your Highness?
Did these men fight bravely to the end?
Every one.
I see. That will be all, Captain. However, this matter is not over. Our fallen men must be avenged.
Begging your highness's leave, we can do better than revenge. If the red-eye beast itself is slain, your men will be released from its curse.
Is this true?
But you heard yourself. This fiend wields terrible powers. What hope have we of slaying it when a single glance invites certain doom?
I can protect myself from the petrification. By your leave, I shall fight the beast alone.
With 3 other people.
Can you defeat it?
I swear on my life. I will bring the beast down and free your men from its baleful curse.
What is your name, girl?
I am called Hannet.
Hannet. I see the glitter of steel in your eye. Resolve and strength in equal measure. Each time a menace has been visited upon this realm of mine, a hero with the same steel in their eye has stepped forward to save it.
Then you have been very lucky.
This time, you will be that hero for us.
By your leave, I shall take the rest of the men and drive off the monsters outside the ruins.
The Knights Ardent shall sally with you.
We shall escort Hanit safely to the entrance.
Very good. Hanit, slay this beast and return safely to us.
I shall.
Hanit.
We may yet succeed, Hanit. Now we have the might of a whole city behind us. King Calum is a forthright man. He looked me square in the eye and entrusted me with the future of his realm. It is the mark of a great leader to have the courage to make difficult choices. Courage? Nay. Wisdom, I say. The wisdom to look into a young woman's heart and see the strength and resolve within.
Well, well.
Lowly hunter though I am. These are good people, with a good king. They deserve my help as much as anyone in this world.
Indeed.
Out here in the desert, people must work hard to save every last drop of water they find. They learn that they must work together and share their fortunes and burdens alike. They must trust each other and work as one or die. The harsh sands have shaped them into loyal, generous, and honest folk.
I see.
Then it would behoven me ill to let them down. 'Tis as Master always saith, betrayst not the trust of others, lest thou betrayst thine own honor.
Well said.
Wise words. Prevail and you will save not only your master, but a king and his people. Yes, I will not rest until this red eye is slain. The battle will not be an easy one. Steel yourself as best you can and speak to me when you are ready. Wow, you're really taking this one seriously. You have a whole make ready beforehand thing. But we're as good as we're gonna get. Betrays not the trust of others, eh? First and foremost, I hunt Red Eye to save my master from his fate. But I also will to help on the people of this land. I cannot afford to fail. My quarry must be slain. My honor as a hunter demand of it. When I set my sights on my quarry, I'm as dogged as you. Different sort of quarry, though. Thou speakest of thievery. Doesn't sit right with you, eh? To think we're more alike than different. If thou choose to take pride in thy work, I shall not tell thee that thou art wrong. Choose to take pride? That's an interesting way to put it. Thou canst be proud of thy deeds or not. The choice is thine. Now there's something no one can steal. What's that? Another's pride. Let's do this.
Listen up.
Shoulder to shoulder, men. Order men.
Sir!
Stand firm. Give as good as you get. Give better than you get, thank you. You want to end up positive here.
Knights are done!
Form a cordon around on it.
To arms!
With me, we'll carve a path to the ruins. Charge. Yeah.
Charge!
The way is open. Drive through. Protect on it. I'm like a 70th level warrior. I can handle myself. Godspeed, Huntress.
There it be.
Aye, thou hast my gratitude.
To arms!
Now let's finish off these beasts. For the king. For Marsalem.
Let none escape!
For Marsalem.
Leave it to me.
Leave this to us. We shall not lose this battle. Take care on it, and may your arrows fly true. I doubled up on arrows, didn't I? Okay. Whoops. Oh well.
I am ready.
So Red Eye hideth in these ruins. Quite.
This bodeth ill.
Thou feelst it too, eh, girl? A grim pall hangeth in the air. Danger looketh ahead, though we cannot see its form. Let us tread carefully here. Travel banter. Say, Honnet.
Honnet.
Once you've rescued your master, perhaps we could go traveling together. Why the sudden invitation? Oh, I don't know. I just think we'd be good partners. Besides, if we were together, well, I could protect you. Does thou not mean I could protect thee? I don't mean from beasts and fiends and all the like. I'm talking about scoundrels, men with smooth tongues and sharp wits. You may be good with the bow, but when it comes to men, you're a babe in the woods. Perhaps thou speakest the truth. I shall think upon it. I hope you will. Why couldn't I just tell her that I'd like the company? I don't know, Prim. Because the concept of having a friend is hard. And if we're not providing a service to someone, then we feel as though we do not serve a purpose and are easily discarded.
Standest thou against me? Then be hunted.
Now let's kill something. I don't like ice.
Be engulfed in my rhythm.
I have to imagine I've already tried arrows on these things.
I appreciate it, really.
Scorpions! Miss. Ow.
Come in, if thou darest.
Chop 'em.
I will cut him down.
Good job.
My turn now.
Ophelia, show them the Starseer.
Maleficent star. Fierce our foe.
Come in, if thou darest.
I don't have that shield anymore. On it, go ahead and arrow storm. I actually know the hurt. We can probably use one of these things. Maybe. They seem pretty hard to catch. Let's try for it anyway, huh? You want to come along. Damn it. I'm the worst Pokemon trainer.
I'll do my best.
None of my Pokeballs work.
Maleficent star. Fierce our foe.
I am ready.
Stab.
The show is over.
Honest should be higher level. Oh well. She's still mechanically useful. Old school RPG thing, you end up having a party and then that's your party. Because you have to grind everybody else up, and
Standest thou against me?
when your main party isn't able to
Then be
squash
hunted.
literally everything, it's kind of
Out of my
difficult to
way.
do. Arrows.
What next?
Sword.
I am ready.
Ice is normally a pretty safe one.
Be engulfed in my rhythm.
No?
My turn now.
Alright, well let's try some everything.
Maleficent star. Fierce our foe.
Oh, the skeletons don't like light. Who would have thought about that?
What next?
We's playing Pokemon. Capture it. Damn.
I am ready.
I'm the worst Pokemon trainer. I just kill everything. But it works though.
The show is over.
Honestly, since we talked about the concept of party and experience crap and how that works, I do the same thing in Pokemon.
May I?
If you're not part of my 6, then what are you
I am
doing?
ready.
Fire, maybe?
Flames, burn this away.
Fireworks. Not on a Scorpion, of course, but Skeleton.
Letting my arrow fly and true.
feel an axe, actually. Nope. Darn. I think I'm just gonna have Prim look it up. Because I don't want to waste anything on it that I don't have to. Go ahead and heal yourself. Delicious.
I'll not be defeated. Maleficent star! Here's our foe!
Out of my way.
Your poison tail is very annoying. Yeah, screw it. Stab it to death. Good job.
I am ready.
Blizzard.
Be engulfed in my blizzard.
True strike. True strike.
I honor thee, my quarry.
What's behind this door? Nothing. What's behind this door? Something. A calming stone. So, just a rock of which you have an emotional connection. Okay.
I will battle.
Scootals!
I am ready.
They're so spooky.
Flames, burn this away.
That's why they must die.
Out of my way.
You know what? I want to catch one. No, that's not. Just throw some science at him.
Come in, if thou darest.
I'll not be defeated.
Science and magic.
Star! Here's our foe!
Delicious magic.
What next?
Would you like to come along? It'd be good for you, I swear. Okay.
I am. The show is over.
They were offered. The Grim Sand Ruins. Oh god, this one is a maze. Well, I don't know how long I'm gonna be stuck in here. Hopefully not too long. I don't like mazes. Oh, that's not friendly. Howdy there.
Do my best.
Huh. Help.
I am ready.
Stab it.
Out of my way.
Stab it.
Come in, if thou darest.
Arrows.
Rain and arrows up on them.
Oh no. Here he comes. Yeah, it's not that bad.
I am ready.
In that case, I can actually sit there and whittle you down.
What next? Lightning.
So I would like to capture you in a Pokeball.
My turn now. Maleficent star! Pierce our foes!
Well, you're gonna break it, aren't you? Didn't think about that. Oops. Oh well. Stab, stab.
I appreciate it. Really.
Come in, if thou darest.
1% chance. Part of me wanted to try.
I am ready.
Moonlight Waltz.
The moonlight waltz.
Out of my way.
Drown it in arrows.
Drown it.
I'll do my best.
He's still looking fine. Use magic.
Order, prepare yourself.
That might be too much magic.
Molested the stars. Here's our foes.
Yeah, that'll show him.
I am ready.
Thinking.
Well then,
Ophelia, you have a spear? That's weird.
Come in, if thou
You don't actually have a
darest.
spear equipped though, do you?
Holding back nothing.
Okay, I'm gonna do it this way. You have one chance. Come along, friend. Okay.
Let's do this. Time to steal the show. Where's the nearest tavern?
You actually do have a thing equipped. Okay. Never mind. You're fine. As a matter of fact, what you have makes it to where you do things better anyway.
This is the beginning of your end.
Little basilisk looking thing?
Letting the hunt begin.
Wonder what that is. Chop it.
I am ready.
Good hit. Blizzard.
Be and go, my blizzard.
Stone lizard. I see. Tee-hee.
I'll not be defeated.
Starseer.
Molested the stars. Here's our foes.
They don't like dark.
I am ready.
I always think it's weird when something doesn't like the dark.
Be and go, my blizzard.
The show is over.
It always strikes me as weird. Okay, stone men. Here we go.
These are the guards from Marsalim.
You sound oddly humanoid. Ew.
I do not understand. This creature's heart, I cannot read it. I can sense the feelings of every beast, every monster. But from this one, nothing.
Does it have something to do with its human hands and feet?
Still, my task remaineth the same.
That thing's kind of fucked up.
Thou hast taken people from us, and we shall have them back.
I feel like you're gonna start talking to me.
If thou
Oh, God.
art ready, then so am I.
He seems to be having some problems with his Philosopher's Stone. Okay, worth a shot. How you like some arrows? Wow, you're weak to arrows. Well, that makes
I'm
everything
ready.
easy. Relatively, anyway. For breaking your things, for now. No, you've got a gimmick to you. I can sense it. Okay, let's get ready for that. All that does is not an actual reflect, by the way. It makes me sad. Able to enable the attribute, whatever, blah 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 blah. Not yet, I'll be able to do a thing. Let's just BP boost. There we go.
Oh, stars, fill us with power.
Letting my arrow fly and true.
Let's see here. Do we have anything that's nifty? Not really. Gotcha. In that case, we'll just capture it. No. Hit it with an arrow. You both want to go at it again. SP Steel. Sweep the dagger.
Letting the hunt begin.
Cross track.
Watching my blade dancing.
I am ready.
Fiend's body reaves ominously, and its stats get shuffled around where I don't know what it's weak to anymore.
Flames, burn this away.
It's not fire anymore.
Well then,
Okay. I do not, at all, in any case, want you to be able to make yourself stronger. So, if you don't mind... I should have had Prim do a thing. Oh well, it's fine. You don't get to have anything cool.
sunlight, burn this place clean.
Letting my arrow fly and true.
Alrighty, on it. We can try arrows.
Raining arrows up on me.
It is not arrows. Could it be daggers?
My turn.
It's not daggers. What the hell is it? Okay. And now it's weak to those things again. It knocked us unconscious.
now.
That's dirty. I can't heal that. I don't have a thing for status effects. Just weird little other things. Okay, try for elements here, Ophelia.
Maleficent stars, pierce our foes.
It doesn't like light.
I am ready.
We don't have that at our disposal though. Let's get Ophelia up and running.
With the grace of Seal Tige.
There, it's unconscious.
I am ready.
I don't know why you keep shifting yourself.
I'll do my best.
No one gets to get fucked with.
Sunlight, burn this place clean.
sorcery.
Owie. Blind is fine. I don't know what he's weak to. Though it does show up whenever something I know comes up. So, in that case, I think we should try axes. But he's weak right now, so... let's make sure Hanukkah can really mess him up.
I see through your defenses.
I am ready.
Prim! We don't have access to... light, out of all things. But we do have some lightning. Worth a shot at.
Thunder! Ring out!
Every time I call it thunder, you call it lightning. Every time I call it lightning, you call it thunder. I'm getting really sick of this. Okay, I feel like we don't have anything that can twin hit him, so we need to do something worth doing. Let's go with...
Wandering planets.
defense boost. Plus. Defense plus. Buff. Boost. Those are the two words that I'm getting confused. Ugh. Came out boot. Okay. Everybody's blinded though, which is so annoying. But that's all we're doing right now, just being blinded, right? He's still defense weakened for 4 turns, and he can't make himself stronger for the same. In that case, Hana's ready to go for something big. So, let's let her do it.
Aim.
I believe in her.
I am ready.
I think she won't miss.
Thunder! Ring out!
We still have all casting on? I can't remember. We do not. Okay, that's fine. Let's just get some passive healing going.
Benefic stars, bless us.
It's not the best, but it'll do something.
Coming.
Hit him.
I wreak havoc upon thee.
Good job on it.
I am ready.
I'm not too worried about you breathing ominously whenever I've just hit you for that much damage, eh?
Watch me now. With the grace of Seal Tige.
Let's do this.
Don't disappoint.
Time to steal the show.
Good job.
Well then,
Okay, Ophelia, let us dip-a-dip-boo. BP boost for an additional turn.
oh stars, fill us with power.
You're fine on it. What you got? Come on, you're not impressing me here, Red Eye.
You're too.
I guess getting Sunder Armored kinda sucks, huh? You gotta do something. Yeah, I'd say I've angered him.
I'll not be defeated.
Oh, that was his move, saying that I have angered him. Well, that was a waste. Well, in that case. I still have one thing targets everyone, so...
Shooting
Or this.
comets, lead us on our way.
I am ready.
Brim, hi. Shock him.
Thunder, ring out.
Out of my way.
Just boof, nip, blip, blip, blip. Buff everybody else. Boost
You're mine now.
and buff. It keeps coming out boof.
Letting my arrow fly
You
and
gotta boof him.
holding back nothing.
Just hit him really hard. I think he's about to die.
I wreak havoc upon thee. I honor thee, my quarry.
I mean, I know I kinda got him stuck into a combo, but I feel like that was surprisingly easy. Like something's wrong. Have you a second form?
What?
What evil is this? Does this mean the curse is lifted?
Tja,
Devil take you, monster! No, it was just surprisingly easy. Okay. I can move again. I'm saved. The beast is slain.
truly?
But how? By your hand?
Not so.
Not just I. The city guard and the knights ardent. We fought as one. Something making a noise. I can't see.
Oh,
Swounds, I can taste the air again. Look, I'm flesh and blood.
Oh, many thanks.
We're saved.
I'm in your debt.
I wonder as well, how can we thank you for this miracle?
Nay.
Thou needst not. I had cause of my own to slay in the beast. But if thou wilt show in thy thanks, leave this place and take thy men back to their king. His majesty waiteth anxiously for good tidings.
Understood.
Then I will not tarry one moment. By your leave, milady.
Excellent.
The curse is broken, but have master been saved?
Behold, my fellows! Honnet the Huntress, Slayer of Red Eye, has returned!
General Lenar tells me of your exploits. You have slain the menace. You saved my poor men and our city. You are our savior, and we are forever in your debt.
What I did was for my own avail.
Perhaps so, Huntress. Yet grateful we remain. I would like to propose a banquet in your honor. But alas, I divine that you will not tarry here with us.
I cannot, Highness.
Lucky and a psychic.
I must see with mine own eyes if my master hath been freed from the curse.
Of course. General Lennar.
Sire, my men are ready to escort the Huntress at your command.
I informed King Khalim of your circumstances. He ordered preparations be made in advance.
You fought the Red Eye to bring your master to life. My soldiers recovered the instant it was slain. Pray, go to his side at once.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Think nothing of it, but perhaps when your quest is done, you would grace us with your presence once more. And then we may throw the banquet you deserve.
She would just awkwardly sit there and nibble on something.
You honor me. I hope that day shall come soon.
Never. Most assuredly never.
Not far now.
Ah.
God's mercy! What is that fiend?
Oh shit, shit's happening.
Come, Linda, with me.
Big tiger.
Look out! Huh?
Hello, Ducko.
Hagen, if thou art here, then...
What ho, Horrocks! Don't tellin' me thou'st grown again!
Not in height, master. But if thou speakest of experience, then yes.
Ah, that must be it. Hope I didn't cause thee too much trouble.
Some, master. And I was worried for a spell.
Thou were? Then I guess I owe thee an apology.
Thou certainly dost.
Stay, my dear. That was thy cue to say not at all.
And not just to me, to Natalia, Susanna, and Eliza as well. You had us all worried.
That's a long list, but no matter. Rest assured, I'll make an apology to each and every one. And then I shall thank them too, for good measure.
Thou dost not.
Hunnet, thank thee. Thou'st done me proud. Blushing, art we? Perhaps thou'st not grown that much after all.
And thou clearly hast learnest nothing from this misadventure.
Oh, a man my age hath learned all the things he ever will, I'm afraid.
Begging your pardon, sir. We just wanted to thank you.
Oh, quite. Think nothing of it. Art thou hurt?
Nothing that won't mend soon enough, by your grace, sir.
Good to hear it. So, where were we? Ah, yes. Thou were about to tell me of thine adventures.
It's a long story. Wouldst thou hear in it all?
Every last word.
The journey I had taken was but a short episode in my life. But I would come to tell the tale of it many times in the years to come. For the first time as a hunter, I found a story that was mine alone. It was my first story, but not my last.
Your first story involves killing dragons and defeating a creature that killed your master. Or, well, not killed, but, petrified.
But those are tales for another day. And so I end my story here. Thou canst always come to our village to hear in it again.
Now you're talking to now you're telling this story to someone. Whom are you telling it to?
Though I warn you, it may not be the same with every telling.
There we go. It had a happy story. Happy ending, anyway. It's nice to have those every now and then. Would you like to come along? Of course you would. Come along, Xanta. We need to grab our quest NPCs, for they are powerful. Alright then. Now we're heading over the Grand Port. Not Goldshore. Barkeep. Tries to take on its place. Hunt, give me all your things. Yeah, I know. You're not a bad character. None of you are, really. You're kind of wishy-washy. But this is just RPG rules. Nothing on any of you, I swear. It'd be nice if you could dodge. Put this there and have equipped. You know what? In that case, fine. Let's just accept it. And become a tank. Okay. To Grand Port, away! Zoom! That's right, I have business here. Tressa Merchant Palace. The most lighthearted. The story so far. In Victor's Hollow, Tressa reunited with Captain Leon Bastral. He spoke of a dear friend from his pirating days, and told her of the Eldrite, that man's most precious treasure. Tressa ventured out and recovered it, but Leon refused the gift, for he had already found his most precious treasure. His friend's old ship, and a new life as a merchant. There's only room in one's heart for one treasure. So, what was hers? Tressa realized she still had no answer. Undeterred, she made her way for Grandport, the Eldrite in hand. And so she arrived at the Merchant's Fair.
Whoa!
I can't believe it! I'm finally here!
Yeah!
I hope you're ready for me, Merchant's Fair. This is incredible. There are merchants and treasures from all over the world here. That must be where they hold the auction. I can't wait to see what they have for sale.
Hey.
Look, it's Mr. Wyndham.
Oh.
Wyndham? Like the incredibly wealthy aristocrat?
Aye.
What did I say, miss? Rumor has it he's got enough money to buy himself a small country. Supposedly invest quite a sum into the fair, too.
This is an honor.
Welcome, Mr. Wyndham. Only the rarest and most beautiful treasures have been gathered here. I'm certain you'll find something to your daughter's liking.
Indeed.
I expect so. I'll spend what I must to see her happy. Eh?
Ah.
One of the highlights of the fair is a competition. Merchants show off their finest pieces to Mr. Wyndham.
Uh-huh.
And he picks only the very best one to give to his daughter. The reward is 1 billion leaves. 1 billion leaves.
Aye.
I say he invests in the fair just so he can hold the competition. I guess all that money will touch your noggin eventually. I don't get it. At least his daughter's happy. Though it doesn't make me wonder how he chooses a winner. Well, killing me curious. Will the Eldrite do the trick? If I prove myself here, I'll know this journey wasn't for nothing.
All right.
Guess there's only one way to find out. You also go back and buy your entire town. I'll go sneak a peek at the competition.
Oh no. Are you all right? Yes, thank you. But please don't worry yourself. I can walk on my own 2 feet. Okay. If you say so. Ah!
Is somebody trying to wear heels?
Sure you're okay. Here, have some water. Thank you so much for your kindness. You don't have to thank me. I'm Tressa, by the way. I'm a traveling merchant. A traveler? I'm Noah. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Miss Tressa. You don't have to be so formal. Tressa works just fine. I see. Tressa. See? That's not so hard. How are you feeling, by the way? Better, thank you. I thought I can make it just a bit further. My legs have always been weak, you see, so I never strayed too far from home. Aww. But I've always longed to see the world.
Yeah, that's normally what happens whenever that's the case.
I just know there are countless wonderful things out there waiting to be discovered. This girl reminds me of me. But the rest of the world was always out of reach. Eventually, I realized that my dream would forever be just a dream.
Unless you find someone with a cart that wants to go that way.
I came here by sheer willpower alone. I hoped I'd find something to help make my dreams come true. Something precious I'd treasure forever. Treasure?
Oh.
My lady, there you are. Lady.
Gil!
I'm sorry I worried you, Gil. And who is this young woman?
Tressa.
Her name's Tressa. She lent me her aid.
Oh.
My word, Miss Tressa, you have my deepest gratitude. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Gil, and I am in the service of the Wyndham family.
What?
The Wyndham family?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'd love to repay you for your kind deed, but I'm afraid we must be on our way. Let us make for the auction hall, my lady.
Thank you so much.
Of course, Gil. Thank you again, Tressa.
Take care.
I'm just glad you're alright. See you around, Noah.
Noah.
Noah's the daughter of Mr. Wyndham. Which means she's who this whole competition is for. I can't say the word she today. Travel banter.
May the sacred flame shine upon you.
May the flame shine its warmth upon her. Ophelia, are you praying for Noah? I am. I do not think our meeting was happenstance. Fate played its hand. I want her to know happiness. It took a lot of courage for her to come this far. It just goes to show that money can't solve everything. Indeed, we all have our own troubles and cares. And things we treasure. Yeah. I can't say I know exactly what Noah's searching for, but I sure hope she finds it. As do I. Other than a wheelie chair. Well, maybe not. Maybe some sort of anti-atrophy thingy. Travel banter!
Hey.
Taking it all in. You bet I am. It's a thief's dream, all these lavish wares just sitting there for the taking. I know, it's like my eyes can't stop moving from one thing to the next. Precious coral, giant pearls and sapphires, ornate metal filigree showing the touch of a master's hand. And those ceramics. It's not every day you see such pristine craftsmanship. You mean those cups and bowls? How valuable could they be? Well, they're made of the finest white porcelain. Very rare, very costly. You know your stuff. As to you, when it comes to jewelry at least. I think if you can't tell gold from copper, it won't last long in the profession. When you put it that way, I guess our trades aren't so different after all. Indeed, it seems we have more in common than we thought. There's an off chance I've already robbed literally everyone here. So be prepared to see that little green check mark on all the places.
What to do?
Treasure, treasure everywhere.
Oh.
Oh, that's how Senator tableware.
Whoa.
And there's Renee towels, crimson gems, gold coins from Belmont. House Belmont. You really can find anything at the fair. I better write this all down before I forget. Excuse me, miss. Oh, hello. Can I help you?
It can't be.
I feel like I've seen that notebook somewhere before. Would you mind showing it to me? Just a little more, if you don't mind. Sure. By the way, I didn't get your name. Finally, my search is over. Your search?
Yes.
Yes, please accept this and thanks. Hey, that's mine. Not anymore, little girl. A word of advice before I go. Forget you ever sell this book. It's for your own good.
Darn!
Wait. My notebook. I have to get it back. Yeah, where'd she go? What's going on? What are all those people doing there? They seem to be gathered around a magical, multicolored pole.
Your attention, please?
Your attention, ladies and gentlemen. You won't want to miss what's coming up next. I know that voice.
Gather round!
It's a first-class item for a first-class lady like yourself.
How splendid!
Well, it does sound quite spectacular.
Oh!
It is, Ali. Here it is, folks. The magnificent, fortuitous carpet of House Kafka. For those of you who don't know, let me tell you the tale of this peculiar piece. The Kafkas are famous aristocrats from the north.
And then?
Several decades ago, a craftsman presented the family with a very special carpet. From the moment it adorned their halls, from the moment it adorned their halls, their lives were forever changed. Business boomed and profits soared, and eventually they were blessed with 6 beautiful children. It seemed as though the more memories the family made together, the more their happiness grew. Their luck both at work and at home was greater than ever before.
Actually.
And this is the very carpet that welcomed good fortune into their lives.
Ooh. So?
Who knows, with this in your own home, your luck could change for the better, just like the Kafkas. I'll start the bidding on a mere 10,000 leaves. A mere 10,000 leaves.
Most excellent!
I'll give you 15. I'll pay 20. 7. Sold.
Come again.
Thank you, thank you. That merchant sure has a way with words. He could make a handful of sand look like gold.
Most assuredly.
Tell me about it. He even made me want that carpet. One thing that last person is selling carpets. Another prosperous day.
Long time no see.
Fancy meeting you here. Glad to see you haven't changed a bit, Ali. And you are?
Hey!
Tressa, remember? We met in Quarry Crest.
Green pea.
I'm just pulling your leg, Green Pea. How's business? Yeah.
Is something wrong?
Is something the matter? You're not still mad I stole your customers, are you?
Actually...
No, it's not that.
What?
Your notebook was stolen? Uh-huh. What kind of person would steal someone else's notebook? It's not funny. It was important to me. But that woman said it was in my own interest to forget about it. The plot thickens. Well, I suppose I moved enough merch one day.
Huh?
Huh?
Hey now.
I'm gonna help you look for your notebook. I have a debt to repay, after all.
Ali. Thanks.
I guess you're not such a bad guy after all. You call that praise? You've got a long way to go, Green Pea. There she is! Get her! That's her! We're not getting her. Where?
Ah!
Over there, follow me! Run! Gasp. That's definitely her. I'd recognize her anywhere. What a strange woman. What would she want with your diary?
Shush!
Quiet. Esmeralda. I retrieved the notebook.
Well, well.
Excellent work. Now let us leave this town at once. My thoughts exactly. I have a bad feeling about those two. We'll leave the way we came.
So what now?
What are you gonna do, Green Pea? What else? Get my notebook back. Are you coming or not? Lead the way.
Ladies and gentlemen!
Thank you all for joining us today. The showcase, sponsored by the gracious House Wyndham, will begin shortly. Only one piece is allowed per entrant. The lucky winner of the show will be awarded 1 billion leaves. Oh, look at it. Ooh. Merchants, please prepare your entries. That's right, the showcase.
Green Pea.
Are you entering, Green Pea?
Yeah!
You got that right. And here's my winning entry. Ta-da!
Whoa!
Eldrite, how'd you get your hands on something that rare?
So?
Let's talk business, hey? Keep dreaming, Ali. It was worth a shot. But you know, you might actually win with this. Maybe you're not such a green pea after all. Something about it feels different. Different? How? I don't know. Maybe it's just my imagination. Anyway, first things first. We need to find that woman.
Of course.
Right. My instincts say go right. By that I mean this big green dot on the radar. There they are.
Now then.
Alright, leave it to me.
Huh?
What are you gonna do? I'll lure him away so you can follow her.
What?
I can't let you do that, it's too dangerous.
I am a one-man army.
Did you forget? I'm Ali, the one-man army. The guy I saw get punched in the face once and fall directly on the ground? I don't think so, friend. I'll see that debt repaid one way or another, Tressa.
Oh no!
Ali. Smooth exit, Ali. Now to get down to business.
Hello there.
Pardon me, sir, madam.
Ugh.
What is it, kid? I know, I don't look like much, but I'm a renowned merchant in these parts. I was hoping I could have a moment of your time. Out of the way, we're busy.
Actually,
It won't take long, I promise. I'm actually quite interested in that pocket watch of yours, sir.
That's so.
Really?
ugh.
Did you forget? We're in a hurry. That is Ziggurat's watch, if I'm not mistaken. The King of the East he was, and prized that very timepiece above all others. His famous words were, "Nothing's more precious than time. Time kept and time spent."
All right.
Good going, Ali.
That's so.
A well-versed merchant, I see. However, this is hardly my most remarkable watch. You know, my time is precious, too.
Indeed.
My apologies, madam. Why don't we talk over there, sir? I have something that might be of great interest to you.
That's so.
Do tell.
Ugh.
Who knew watches could be so time-consuming? Haha, I'm a comedian when I'm talking to myself. Here I am with my time puns. Oh, this is the worst kind of human being. Thank you, Ali.
It's my turn now.
You said the thing. Good job, Tressa. Where am I? On the left. Make for the sewers. I have already stolen from him. No pocket has gone unpicked. It is the law. The law of crime. Well, this is just a dead end that probably has a box that I should go explore because screw it, there's a box there and I want it.
May I have?
Of course, it's also filled with bandits.
I am ready.
Burn them. Burn the bandit scum. I'm sorry. Did I just see the nameplate I thought I saw? Obsidian Executives. Like those people from Prem's story. That's not great. Okay. Let's do this.
For you.
Roundhouse kick.
My turn.
Ow. That fucking hurt. And they have a healing at their and they have a heal at their disposal. He doesn't like dark. Fine. There we are. Mop up the weak ones.
Time to steal the show.
And the strong as well.
Where's the nearest tavern?
That roundhouse kick really hurt. Hit Tressa right in the jaw. Eat the grapes. All better. I'm not going exploring. The sewer's hurt. I'm going a little exploring. I'm not that scared.
Come on, I've got better things to do.
I am ready.
Well, wind's not really on our disposal, so lightning.
Out of my way.
Let's try arrows. Nope, just crit. Damn. Oh, I got a confused crab. It's on my side now. Yeah, but if I use wind, it won't be on my side, but I can break them all. slug but no light.
I am ready.
Can't say I have much of that though. Just pain.
Flames, burn this away. The show is over.
Let's try not to deal with as many obsidians as possible. Because that kick really hurt. Tries to find an old dead guy. Took his wallet. As she does.
This is the beginning of your end.
Specifically their end. Good extra note there. I'm sure they wouldn't have been able to understand without that, so good job.
I appreciate it, really.
Oh, so it's like a slug, a crab, and some bats. I don't really know if they can English, but you know, you do you, buddy. You do you.
I am ready.
Lizard.
What to do?
You want to just make it to where we can Uber this guy next round? Nah, it's really not worth it, is it? Just stab it. Retreat the dagger.
I am ready.
What am I doing? That's what I'm doing. Stab, stab.
I appreciate it, really. And that's that.
Yay, more healing grape. Let's get out of here before more things attack us, please. They are coming. All these places have very intricate, if monster-filled sewers.
Come on, I've got better things to do. Out of my way.
And you would think that these guardian things would exist to, you know, clear them out. Or at least minimize the number of evil creatures that live there, but they just don't.
I am ready.
Which is kinda... What's the point of them then? What is the lore? Why are all the guardians unapologetic assholes?
What to do?
Take a dagger and stab it.
Pardon me.
Good job. Top off your health, because why not?
You're too
I am...
Blow him away.
Be engulfed.
Good job, Prim.
The show is over.
You never disappoint.
Ugh.
What a useless book. And to think I wasted all that precious time looking for it. Well, if it is the little girl from earlier. Don't tell me. You came to get the notebook back?
Yeah!
That's right. I thought I told you to forget about it. I'm not gonna forget something so important to me. Important, you say. How much do you know about this notebook, exactly?
And also...
Who wrote this book? Where did he or she come from?
The fact is...
Ignorance is bliss, little girl. Trust me.
But...
Even if I don't know, it's still important to me. It's been with me on my whole journey.
Ugh.
Save me the sob story, kid. You can have it back.
Really?
Really? It's useless to me anyway. And because you're so attached to it, I'll even let you take it to your grave.
The fact is...
You've been nothing but a thorn in my side, so I'm going to nip you in the bud.
What?
I think the thorn here is you, lady. You stole my notebook, and now you're going to return it and let me walk away. And before I leave, let me give you a word of advice. Don't underestimate And before I leave, let me give you a word of advice. Don't underestimate the power of this merchant. My God. Kiki, you have no idea what you're dealing with, kid.
You won't move willingly.
I am ready.
Blizzard?
Be engulfed in my blizzard.
Ow. Yeah, Rune Blade.
Out of my way.
That thing's still in her.
I appreciate it, really.
I don't. I would like that to not be inside of Tessa.
I'll do my best. Malefic Star, pierce our foes.
Wind and light. Those are both difficult ones.
Now.
Oh, red bag makes no attack. That's bad.
I hope you don't mind.
Teehee. Alright. You. You wanna try some arrows?
Hey.
Nope.
My turn.
Let's just try to work something out here.
My turn now.
Ophelia, you should probably just do what you do.
Malefic Star, pierce our foes.
I am ready.
No, I can't. I cannot waste a turn of Rems. Not like that. Fire.
Here I go.
Let's take some health back.
I hope you don't mind. My
Everyone,
turn now.
Uber.
I summon Ever, Prince of Thieves.
I am ready.
You don't really need to Uber. Let's just make it to where
with the grace
Ophelia's
of
super
seal
annoying to her. They're on. Let us go.
I'm ready. Are you?
Stab her.
Time to steal the show.
Good stab.
My turn now.
Ophelia. Star Seer. BP boost.
Oh, stars, fill us with power.
She shifts her weight. Attacks 5 times randomly. That's mean. Are you weak to lightning now? Got it right. Let's just rain of arrows. Because if it works really well, and if it doesn't work, oh well.
I'll not be defeated. Here I go! Elfric, bringer of the flame.
There you go, friend.
For you.
Out of my way.
Everybody should be getting 2 BP. Okay, so she obviously cleared something off of us. Or it just didn't take for some reason. I don't know. Did I use it? I don't think I did. Weird.
Aim.
I am ready.
One last turn after this? No, this is my last. No. Yes, one after this one. Alright.
Thunder, ring out! Thunder, ring out!
I'll do my best. Molecular star, here's our foes.
I feel like something's wrong with Ophelia and Primrose's duration thing. Maybe I did something whenever I was trying to get everybody leveled up. I just didn't undo it because I'm a stupid.
You're open.
My turn.
Want to stab, stab?
You're too kind.
I am ready.
Watch me now.
Thunder, ring out! Thunder, ring out!
My turn. Aim.
I'll do my best.
Heal.
Bring about a miracle of healing. Let's do this.
Stab, stab.
Here I go.
Just keep missing Prim and Ophelia, please. That's actually very...
I won't hold back. I summon Ember, Prince of Thieves.
Poke.
I am ready.
Be engulfed in my blizzard.
I'll not be defeated.
Ophelia, let's do something here.
Here I go. Molecular star, here's our foes.
There we go.
The flame guides us true.
Yay, levels. Rune knife.
What?
No. Beaten by a little girl. Yeah, I told you not to underestimate me. I'll take this.
Phew.
Ugh.
Why would you go through so much trouble for a stupid book? It's just an old diary.
You see,
You don't get it. This book is...
I came here by sheer willpower alone. I hoped I'd find something to help make my dreams come true.
She's gonna give her the journal.
Something precious I'd treasure forever.
My treasure. That's right.
Tressa.
Tressa, are you okay?
Yes.
Fine, thanks. And you? See for yourself. Damn that boy. I heard he was a wanted criminal, so I handed him over to the guards. You really saved the day, Ollie.
By the way...
Well, that's to be seen. Did you get your book back?
Yeah!
It sounded like the show. It sounds like the showcase is starting.
Here we are.
This is the Kinsmith, though. Kismet trees are amongst the rarest in the realm. They're known to bring good fortune in marriage. The doll was made from the trunk of that tree. Alongside it comes a legend. The one who holds the doll will meet their soulmate.
Why,
A real kismet doll? I never thought I'd see one with my own eyes.
Whoa!
First a snowdrop gown, and then Miss Tiara, and now this. I don't know how Mr. Wenton decides. Yeah, I wish I had his problems. Instead, some of us have to sell our souls just for a chance at that prize money.
Now then.
I wonder what'll catch Mr. Wyndham's fancy this year.
Spectacular!
Hi there, Constantine. Things are going well enough. I'm finishing up all the character quests this session. The only one left to do is Prem, though, if this is the end of Tresses. Just listen to that crowd. Hope you're not nervous. It's almost your turn. You've only got one chance to win the judge's favor. Did you polish up your Eldrite?
Well,
I'm not entering the Eldrite.
What?
You can't be serious. I am.
What's the matter?
But why? The Eldrite's rare and beautiful, of course, but I want to offer something my customer desires. I want to give them something they can truly treasure. That's the kind of merchant I want to be.
actually...
There's something I want to give to Noah. Something I think she could truly treasure.
Well, well.
Then I can't wait to see what you've got up your sleeve, Tressa. You won't be disappointed.
Now then.
Well, you better hurry. It's bad manners to keep your customers waiting. Finish the game soon. I know that there's a big bonus thing, like bonus boss at the end, but as per actual character quests, I think that I'm gonna finish them all off within the next hour and a half. Unless Prem is unreasonably long. Speaking of which, travel banter.
Tressa.
Are you nervous? Because you look it. I've never done anything like this before, not in front of so many people. Then, let me give you a tip from one who spent her fair share of time on stage. Just imagine everyone's a fish. A fish? Yeah, you, the audience, everyone. A fish. And the hall's a vast ocean. Out in the ocean with so many fish swimming around, no one cares about any particular fish. Especially a teensy little minnow like yourself. Wait, what do you mean teensy? Anyway, that's what I do when I'm on stage. Imagine myself as a fish, swimming in the endless sea. Fish, huh? Well, I'll give it a try. Thank you, Primrose. Anytime, dear. Now break a leg. Or a fin. How's the game for me? I personally am a big fan of like the turn-based RPGs, and this thing has a lot of cute little stories going around it, and some serious ones too. So honestly, this is a good game. I really like it. Who do I talk to here? What do I do here? I don't think this is where I should be going. Wait. Oh, there's stairway. Tressa Colzione. I've never had to pronounce her name before. I probably pronounced it wrong. This way, please.
Tressa.
Good luck out there.
Thanks.
Thanks, Ellie.
And now, for our next entrant, Tressa Colzione!
Colzione. There's an imaginary T. Gotcha.
Tressa?
A kid? Here's hoping she won't disappoint.
Hello. My name is Tressa, and I'm a traveling merchant. Today, I brought something very special to me. An anonymous notebook. I grew up in a small port town as the daughter of 2 merchants. Sometimes I'd gaze out at the ocean and think to myself, what do I really want to do? What do I really want in life? And then I came across this notebook. It was written by someone whose name I don't know. Someone who traveled across the world and wrote down everything about their journey. I decided then and there that I wanted to go on a journey too, so I left home. I wanted to explore the world as a merchant and learn the trade as I went. And along the way, I met some unforgettable people. In a mining town, I met another merchant around my age. His words had the power to touch people's hearts and make them happy. It was like magic.
Tressa has a crush.
After I moved on to the next town, I ran into an old acquaintance. He was the captain of a merchant ship, and the one who originally gave me the book. There, he taught me something very important. He told me that there could only be one truly precious treasure in someone's life. So I searched and searched until I finally found it. What's truly precious to me is this journey. I've written all about it here in these pages. I can tell you for a fact that there are countless wonderful things out there waiting to be discovered. And just like this nameless traveler allowed me to realize my dreams, I hope that my travels can help someone realize their own. Which is why I want to give you this book. Noah. Tressa.
Who would want something so useless?
Does she have any idea where she is?
In all my years, I've never seen something so embarrassing.
Oh, someone get her off the stage!
Tressa!
I'll take it.
Did he just...
Is he serious?
Mr. Wyndham, sir. Pardon me, but... Are you absolutely certain?
Yes. I don't go back on my word. Now, please, bring me that diary. I would like to present it to my daughter.
Now then.
My apologies for asking, sir, but... why did you choose this diary? You see, my daughter...
Tressa.
Hello, Tressa.
Noah.
Noah?
The fact is...
I wanted to help her see the world as best I could, so I bought her the greatest treasures of the realm. But I could tell it was never enough. However, when this young merchant stepped onto the stage and spoke of her travels, that was the first time Noah ever said she wanted something.
To tell you the truth,
When I heard about your journey, Tressa, it felt like I was traveling the world with you. My heart never wanted the story to end.
I am most grateful.
Young lady, I can't thank you enough. I hope this will suffice for your diary. I can't accept all that money.
What?
Are you a merchant or not? This is a fair trade, Tressa.
You see...
My customer is something she can treasure forever. That's more than enough reward for me. Okay, Tressa, whereas I completely wholeheartedly agree with you here. On the grounds of mercantile, you have to take the money. But on the grounds of just being a good person, good on you.
However...
I understand your sentiment, but I can't let you go without recompense. Okay, it's too much for me to handle now, but maybe I'll need it down the road someday. I'd like to save it for then.
Very well.
Understood. I'll prepare a memorandum. If you're ever in need of it, please do not hesitate to let us know.
Can't thank you enough.
Thank you, sir. Tressa? If you don't mind, I'd like to hear more about your journey.
All right.
And I'd love to tell you all about it. This one time we were in the mountains and my friend was investigating the scene of a crime. It turns out people were being taken down into the sewers and drained for all of their blood to turn into shiny stones. Ugh. At Noah's behest, Tressa spoke of her travels across the realm. She recounted every tale, one by one, with a fond smile. Not every tale has a fond smile. I mean, just Tressa's, yes, she's had a very lighthearted traveling. But some of these things are pretty dark.
Huh?
I've made up my mind, Tressa. I want to travel the world on my own 2 feet. Just like you did.
Noah. Thank you so much.
I'll treasure this notebook forever, Tressa. And someday I'll write my own stories in here. About my own journey. I want to be the first to read it.
Indeed.
I promise, you will be.
Faring well, are ye?
Excuse me, young lady. I must say, you put on quite the show there.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. I suppose I should introduce myself. I dedicated many years of my life to creating something. Something that became a precious treasure to you.
Huh?
You mean, you made that notebook?
The fact is...
The writer was someone else, though. I gave it to him a good 10 years ago. Went by the name Graham Crossford.
You don't say.
Graham Crossford. So he's the one whose travels I've been reading about.
Yeah.
That's right. That man saved my life. He was just about to head off on a journey. He didn't know where his travels would take him. So I told him he ought to keep a record of where he'd been. And I spent 40-odd years making notebooks. But there wasn't anyone else's journey I wanted to hear about as much as his. Writing in a diary comes from the heart. And there was no one with a heart as great as his. When you spoke about your own travels, I thought I saw some of him in you. It was like you were in love with that notebook.
Well then.
If you ever meet Graham, could you tell him something for me? I've got another diary for him, just waiting to be filled.
So what are you going to do now?
Huh. I think I'll go back home. I've experienced so many things on this journey. It was filled with so many moments that can't be contained in a diary. I traveled and traded across the land and met amazing people along the way. And when I stood on that stage, I realized I did what I set out to do. I want to tell my parents that. I can't wait to see the look on their faces.
Home, huh?
How about you, Ollie?
It's probably time for me to head home too. My father is waiting for me. I finally saved up enough money for him to open up shop again.
So, who's the better merchant between you two?
I'd like to think I am. Hey, Tressa?
Yeah?
Next time we meet,
we'll see who's the better merchant, right?
You shot him directly in the feelings, Tressa.
Wrong. Next time, I hope you're a little more refined.
What?
See, you're like a sky stone. One that could use a bit more polishing.
Hey!
See you around, Tressa.
Now then. My journey isn't over yet. I'll be there soon.
Tressa's story is so lighthearted.
That was how I met Tressa.
Who's telling this story? Oh, Noah.
She gave me this diary to fill with my own memories. I know that somewhere out there, she's bringing happiness to others just as she did to me. And someday, I hope to follow in her footsteps. Noah Wyndham.
She goes home happily to her family with Eldrite, and they can go, wow, look at that, that's a cool rock. And all the stories they could ever want to not be aware that she had to go through. Now it's time for Prims. Who are you? Princess Mary. Oh, what a surprise it is to meet you here. Pray do not tell anyone of my identity. It would not do for anyone to know that the Crown Princess of Atlastem is abroad like this. The truth is, I came to meet the great scholar, Professor Paul. He was my tutor when I was a young child, and he's on his way back here now. Professor Paul has been traveling around an island nation off the mainland for the sake of his research. It's been a decade since he left the shores, but today at last the ship bearing him is due at this harbor. Every free hand to the sea, a great ship is foundered in the harbor. To your boats. We'll need every boat we've got to help the people. They won't make it long amongst those waves. It can't be. Forgive me, I must go find out more. Princess, maybe it shouldn't be you to... Oh no. Oh no. What are you doing? But first... Mine. Just as I feared, it appears to have been Professor Paul's ship that went down. Professor Paul, please be alright.
Hello.
Well, that was random and unfortunate. I'm sure that he's floundered on a coast somewhere and I'm supposed to go find him and guide him back to town, but... That's a difficult one to just warp over to and do. Okay, Tressa, give me your stuff. Arik, get back in here. Cleric power. And now you need staff, so have this amazingly powerful sword. This, that. Even more HP. And more defense. Now you're a tank. Okay. I need to get on the prems. But first, apparently there's stuff I can steal here. When I said earlier I stole everything from the merchant town, I meant it. Except from tiny children, because then I invoke a curse that I am not willing to fight. Okay, I cannot steal from you. That's weird. There's a hidden man. How do I get over there? How do I get over there? There's a side door in the bar? Weird. What's up with that guy? Stop. Oh, no, wait. He sells herbs behind the stall. Dots. You look important.
Ugh.
I feel that. Okay. Time to go deal with Prims. This is gonna be an ask. Just because Prim's story has been so unwieldingly dark. Nothing goes her way. But she's not a bad character. She just fights through all that shit. Right. Everhold. There's the bar. Let's hear a tale that I may not be ready to hear. You've come to Everhold in pursuit of Simeon, who revealed himself as the ringleader of the Crows. Here you'll find that the stage has already been set. Let's finish this. The story so far. In her hometown of Noblecourt, Primrose brought down the second of her swarmed foes. There, she was also reunited with her childhood friend, Simeon. He approached her tenderly, yet what he bore was the gift of pain. Simeon's scarf unraveled, grasped in Primrose's fingers as she fell, laying bare the mark of the foul crow on his neck. The fiend she cherished, the friend she cherished so dearly, was the last of her foes. The man who had brought death to her father and ruin to her family. What motives could the man have had for his vile deeds? Primrose could not begin to imagine. But it mattered little, for her ultimate goal was clear. All would come to an end in Everhold. So this is the stage for the final act. I fear it won't be a happy ending for you, Simeon. Travel band, huh?
Hey.
How are you holding up? I'm fine. I can handle him. If you say so. But that man's not just wicked, he's cunning too. There's no telling what tricks he'll try to pull. Better be ready for anything. Thanks for the advice. I'll watch out. What? It just occurred to me. I never thought that having companions would actually give me courage. Courage is all well and good, but so is vigilance. Don't let your guard down. I don't intend to. I look forward to seeing what you can do as well. I'll be sure to give you a show. I see. It's not active right now. So we have this thing. That's a safer bet, isn't it? Very well. Everhold Amphitheater. Ah, but our special guest has arrived. Welcome, welcome. Truly fortune smiles upon me this night. The curtain's about to rise. I trust you'll enjoy the show before you go on your way.
Of course.
I own this theater. I come from time to time to enjoy the crowds and the ambience. Needless to say, I also pinned the production we're putting on today. It's the tale of a young noblewoman's life. Not a particularly original topic to be sure, but nevertheless. I did write it for you, Primrose.
Lovely.
How touching. But I'm afraid I came for a different kind of show. Have you now? To have made it this far alive, it would seem you too have fortune on your side. Perhaps I do. But I think you will be feeling less fortunate when the night is over. Prepare to die, Simeon. Such strong words. But I ask you, my dear Primrose, are you prepared for what awaits you? You have my deepest respect, Primrose, truly, you do. It's not an easy road you have chosen, is it?
You're wrong.
I've only walked the path I had to walk.
Oh?
Oh, now is that so?
Come now!
But enough prologue, let the show begin. O hark unto the tale of a girl, pure and true, who in her all too fleeting life knew such misery as no other knew.
Oh!
Our daughter, our precious girl.
Thank the heavens.
She is healthy and whole. She has your look about her, my lord, and a cry as strong as yours in battle. This is good. She'll need to be strong indeed. For the future of our house will one day rest upon her shoulders. You ask much of a newborn babe. It is no wonder she cries so.
Quite right.
We will raise her to be a fine lady, strong, kind, and just. One who will treat all she meets with respect and compassion.
Yes.
We will. When she is a woman grown, we will fashion for her the finest suit of armor.
Oh.
And the finest gown as well. She must stand out in the ballroom as well as on the battlefield after all.
Oh my.
Look, she smiled. Even in her smile, she takes after you, my lord. Yes, she will be a strong woman one day.
What?
What am I doing? I can't let myself be distracted by this mockery. Travel banter.
What?
So, this character's story in the play, it's mine, in nearly every detail. Just as I thought. What is the Simeon thinking? Whatever it is, it's awful, taking someone's memories and putting them up on the stage for all to see. It is. But he's a fool if he thinks I'm going to play by his script. He won't get his way. Good. And I'm gonna be right by your side to make sure of it. Thank you, Ophelia. Upon my faith, it is good to have friends to lend me strength. Yay. Still some plums. Give me these.
Oh.
Welcome to the theatre, Pride of Everhold. Can I show you to your seat? It appears to be a packed house, actually.
At your service.
This is the way to the second floor. The amphitheater arena. Why would there be an arena in an amphitheater? Why am I gonna get attacked by a bunch of monsters in an amphitheater? God damn it, game. Game's got a game. Fair, I guess. Doesn't mean I have to be happy about it. Let's get out of here as quickly as possible. Actually, I didn't check Ophelia's. Same thing.
May I have this dance?
Men with stabby things.
I'll do my best.
Hit them.
Maleficent star! Pierce our foes!
I am ready.
Ow. How dare you.
Knighthood, bring your shade.
Varian, let's just shoot arrows. Let's just arrows. Okay, they're weak to arrows. Good to know.
Now then.
Oh, Brack. Chop.
My turn.
They're still weak to arrows, but I think I can kill them with stabbing things. So?
You're too hard.
Yep.
I am ready. The moonlight walks. The show is over.
Let's get through all this. Yeah, let's get through all these mooks. Prim has some business that she needs to attend to. Ethereal dancer garb. It's exactly what she's already wearing. Pretty sure everybody else has just decided to be a tank. Yep. So that wouldn't help anyone. Maybe Therian if I rebalance him. Or anyone if I rebalance him, but I don't wanna.
There is no choice.
Taking them by surprise. Do you have an alt thing? Not really. We have this stuff.
You're mine now.
The battle is truly joyous. I will cut you down!
I am ready.
Prim, knock out a pip.
Knighthood, bring your shade.
Ophelia, get the other one.
I'll do her.
This one.
Maleficent star! Pierce our foes!
My turn.
Got another thing? Oh.
I am ready.
Out of my way. Don't start things you can't finish.
Sometimes you just want to stab them to death. Nothing down there. Nope. This way.
Come on, I've got better
More stabbing
things to
people
do.
wanting to die. Alright.
I am ready.
I just wanted what was in the box.
Knighthood, bring your shade.
Ice grenade. That feels oddly advanced.
Try this!
I'll not be defeated.
We missed so many times, Therian. Why not?
Maleficent star! Pierce our foes!
Have at you!
Chopping time!
I will cut you down!
Primrose, finish them all off.
I am ready. Lightning, strike through!
Good job.
The show is over.
Got some jam. I am curious to see what this actual play, is. How far it goes.
May I have this dance?
But I don't think the game's gonna let me see.
I am ready.
Which makes me sad. But, oh well.
The peacock strut.
Roundhouse kick. That roundhouse really hurts.
I will cut you down!
My turn.
Arrows everywhere.
Aim.
I'll not be defeated.
Ophelia, do the thing.
Maleficent star! Pierce our foes!
Good job. More random arrows.
Try this!
I am ready.
And Prim, finish this, please.
Knighthood, bring your shade. The show is over.
And what's over here? Yay, I found some plums in the kitchen. Fair. Big dining hall.
I'll make this quick.
This place might be nice if it wasn't crawling with thieves, apparently.
Knighthood, bring your shade.
None of which care much about life.
Out of my way.
It's kinda weird, honestly. They're all gonna get to have a turn unless I do something. Fine.
Drown.
I'll not be defeated.
I dealt a whole 25 damage. I am so afraid right now.
Bring about a miracle of healing.
Have at you!
Good thing.
I will cut you down! Have at you!
You have another to go at him? That's fine. Here. Heavier chop.
I will cut you down!
Good job, Ulbrich.
With each battle, I grow stronger.
Save point. I could be going into the final battle of the final character story here. These last ones were kind of quick. There's no additional puzzle. It was just get to the area and do the thing. Huh. Interesting.
Father?
Father, look. Look at me.
Very good.
Why, however did you learn to dance so gracefully, my little lady? That snort. I've been practicing. For you, Father.
I see.
Is that so? And you've scraped your knees. Show me. You've been practicing long and hard. This I can see.
Primrose.
Primrose, forgive me. For what, Father? I've been too hard on you, my daughter. Burdened you over much with my expectations. Don't worry for me, Father. I'm strong. And I'll do anything for the glory of House Hazelheart. That's what I believe, in my reason for being. You're a strong girl, Primrose. You do our family proud. But someday you must find a cause of your own. A cause that will bring you happiness. I'll always love you, Primrose.
Father.
Enough of this. I must keep moving. Poor Prim. Are you alright, Primrose? Huh? You're as pale as a ghost. Are you sure you can continue? Of course. Besides, I have no choice. My path leads only forward. I can look back at the past, but there's no returning to it. No matter how happy, how sweet a time it was, onward I must press, and honor the words that my father left me. Faith shall be your shield. That's right. If you're so resolved, then I shall be honored to march with you. Know that I pledge my blade to your cause. Then surely I cannot fail. So Simeon, aside from being a total creep, watched Prim's life, and now he's making a play about it, as she has come to kill him. And the levels of fucked up, that is pretty high. Come on, Prim. Another one of these things? That's fine.
This is the beginning of your end.
Birds. Evil birds.
Drown.
Arrows.
I am ready.
Okay, Prim, they're weak to darkness, and you're really the only one that has that in her repertoire. Actually, no, I lied. Ophelia can do so too. Go ahead and buff her.
The peacock strut.
Ow.
The battle is truly joined.
Culprit just
Your wounds are healed.
to make fun of it.
I'll do my best. Molecular star.
There we go. Marion, you have more to do? That's fine. Let's get some stabbing in.
My turn now.
Good thing again.
Molecular star. I hope I've grown more able.
$3,000 damage to everything in a turn isn't bad. It's around what Prim does with her standard things. Yeah, but the other balcony. One of these walkways is the last loading screen of all the stories in this game. So I'm hesitant to go through them. Because the rest of it's just go here, kill these things. For like bonus stuff.
It's a good day for battle.
And there's no real, well, one of them has an overarching story.
Out of my way.
But that one's fuck off levels. And to get there, I'm gonna have to really sit down and make everybody level 1 million if I want to have a chance.
I am ready.
But for like the standard things here, it's done. This is part 13, so roughly
Victory shall be mine.
30 some odd hours of streamed stuff.
I will cut you down.
And then I've had a couple grinding sessions.
I'll do my best.
There's a lot of game in this game.
Molecular star, here's our foe. I am not made for such battles.
Like a lot. Alright, you four. Let's do this. Father, no. Why did you have to die? Why did you leave me? Oh, well, yeah, God. I guess I should really crank it up because this is bad stage acting. Oh, woe is me. However am I to go on without you? I've only done as my convictions bade me do. I have no regrets.
Oh?
I thought you might say something like that. You're making this delightfully easily. Father. You took my father from me.
I'll not forgive this.
For that, Simeon, you will pay. Oh, Father. Little lady, why do you cry so? No matter how dark the night, look to the stars and carry hope in your heart.
You are...
Who art you? I'm coming for you, Simeon. My journey's nearly over. It all ends tonight. This is a really big dungeon. Nothing in here.
I will battle.
More evil birds.
I am ready.
Fire.
Have at you.
Chopping.
I will cut you down.
Shooting, I guess.
Try this.
My turn now.
Meteors.
Molecular star.
The battle is truly joy.
Big chop.
Watch my blade dance. The thrill of the fight.
I want to really bookend the story thing, so once that's all done for Prim here, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it, make this a little bit of a shorter stream, but really like give all the character stories the finality they deserve, because all the little fight the gods, get the classes, and finish this side quest that's hinted at throughout the rest of the game, it's really like extra stuff, and the only thing I can do at this point in time at my level is go and fight the other two like job givers. But all that is a somewhat difficult fight that I might die once or twice to. And that's not really my MO. I might do this on a different stream and just have like a big grindy, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, I'm just trying to make the character stronger. If people want to come and chat, then that's what they should do thing, but for the purposes of story, until I get to the very final confrontation, this is gonna be the last one of Octopath for a minute. Because I have a bad tendency of not actually grinding when I should. Simeon.
Shush!
Would you be so kind as to not interrupt? This is one of my favorite scenes, you know? Perhaps you'd care to watch it with me? I saved the best seat in the house for you.
No.
I'll stand. You know what I've come to do.
Come now.
Now, let's not rush things. I invited you here for a reason.
That's...
Invited me? You tried to kill me. I took care to stab you in just the right place that you could have lived or died. It's the uncertainty that makes for true drama, you see. If you had died, the play would have ended. But if you lived, then the next act could begin. I would have been satisfied with either outcome, of course. There are any number of ways to end the tale. But live you did, and now you have dutifully taken the stage to play out your role in this tragedy. Such a delightful show. Let's not lower the curtain yet, huh? Must you look at me with such a face? Are you too not an artist of sorts? Surely you can appreciate the beauty in this. All the suffering, the pain that humans are capable of feeling condensed into a few brief yet sumptuous hours. Theater is life, and life is theater. Surely you can see this, yes? Your life was a beautiful tragedy from the moment you were brought into this world as a squalling babe. How many times in your life have you felt blessed to be here? When has life ever seemed a gift? This world is nothing but pain nigh beyond the point of bearing. Constant, inescapable darkness. I'll tell you the only joy I found in life. Watching the lives of others fall apart. The sweet fantasies that people imagine their existences to be inevitably crack, then shatter to pieces. And I savor the tragedy of each and every downfall because, oh, it is delicious. That one moment, that glorious instant when I see a man, a woman lose all hope, that's the only time I truly feel alive. Do you understand now, Primrose? Your love for your father, and his for you, it was a beautiful, fleeting thing. But it was all the more beautiful to see it all come apart.
That's right.
I thank you, Primrose, for inspiring me so. You've lived all this time for the sake of your revenge. You clipped the left of my wings. And then the right. And now you stand before me, your true foe. But do you not find yourself wondering what your father would say if he could see you now?
Do you truly believe this is what he would have wanted for you? To throw away all your hopes and dreams for the sake of revenge?
My father is gone.
I don't think he'd be happy at all. I think he'd say this. Live not for me, for I am dead and gone. You must find your own happiness.
Father.
Primrose, will you dance for me once more? I wish to burn the sight of you into my memories, that it shall never fade.
Yes, Father.
She will need to be strong, indeed. For the future of our house will one day rest upon her shoulders.
You haven't forgotten your debts now, have you? You haven't forgotten who owns you.
I cannot emulate the jowl. I don't know how to do it.
It's a shame, Primrose. You were always my favorite.
Quite the dancer yourself, in the end.
And I know that, deep down, you have a good heart.
Primrose, you must find that faith in yourself.
I will send you to your father's side.
Now two remain.
Lady Primrose, what do you believe in?
She will be strong. We will raise her to be a fine lady, strong, kind, and just.
Yes. It reminds me of the fire in your father's eyes when he faced his end.
This man should not live a moment longer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I heard that you were looking around for my friend here. And you know what they say about birds of a feather.
Oh, the tragedy! It moves me to the depths of my soul!
But someday you must find a cause of your own. A cause that will bring you happiness. I will always love you, Primrose.
What's Prim gonna do after she finds her revenge? She'll be left with nothing. Hollow. I hope something comes up to give her purpose. I really do. I really do.
What has this all been for? But no. Father would understand. And this will be the end of it. When I plunge this dagger into your breast, it will all be over. I will finish this.
Perfect. Yes, just perfect. The depths of emotion that burn in those eyes.
That is the girl I fell in love with so many years ago. A woman truly worthy of my genius. Now, come to me, Primrose. And let me bring this beautiful tragedy to a close.
Time for the main event. I am ready.
Father marionette, dancer marionette, and Simeon. That's horrifying. Alright, well, fire. Marionette don't like fire. He's just gotta sit back and enjoy the show this entire time.
Well then.
I don't think that these marionettes have much of a chance, but
Maleficent stars, pierce our foes.
they might be annoying. He's weak to dark. Weird.
Now then,
Chap.
I will cut you down!
Alright, we're getting a profile on these things. Why are their attack moves all weird?
Now then.
Let's try spear on the Father Marionette.
I shall pierce you through!
Darn.
Now then.
Light does work. Get another pip toward that, please.
Holy strike! Strike true!
Alright. How you like daggers, nerd?
Try this!
Don't like daggers.
I am ready.
Prim? Let's burn these things.
Flames, burn this away.
My turn now.
Ophelia. Let's... I don't know. Sure, actually. Summon in Zanta. You attack hard.
The battle is truly joined. I will cut you down!
I am ready.
Wanna bring in Earhart? No, that's overkill. We could go for damage now that they're all broken. It wouldn't be dying, but it would certainly hurt them. As a matter of fact, let's go for it.
Watch me now. Flames, burn this away.
It's gonna hurt them a lot. If
Out of
all
my
three
way.
heavy hitters hit them really hard.
I'm ready. Are you? Time to steal the show.
I'll not be defeated.
Here.
Moonlight, reflect their blows.
Should have given it to Therian.
The battle is truly my
Hit
blade
him.
is unbent! I wreak havoc upon thee! The battle is truly joined.
What more you got in you? Alright.
With
That was
each
way too
battle,
easy.
I grow stronger.
I mean, I understand. I set my characters have to be able to deal a lot of damage in a short amount of time. But that felt too much. He purposely sat back.
No! No, something's not right. This isn't enough. Not yet! We still haven't seen the full depths of the darkness inside you!
Oh?
Show me more, Primrose! Show me the darkest shadow in your heart! You hate this, don't you? You are full of regrets!
Isn't everyone?
I regret nothing.
Yeah, you do, Prim.
Foolish girl! You think your father would be proud to see you like this?
You regret all the time you had to spend sitting there squabbling inside of it. Especially since it was all for revenge. That said, though, your cause was true. Even if a little misguided.
Bloodying your precious family heirloom for petty revenge? Tell me, have you even visited your father's grave?
No. First, I must do what must be done. When I can look him in the eye and tell him he is avenged, then and only then will I go.
My poor little Primrose. How you lie to yourself so. Can't you see that you're running away? You can't bear to face your father, to show him your blood-stained hands. This was never about avenging your father, was it? You were simply trying to fill the emptiness in your heart. But you couldn't accept that, so you twisted your memories of your father beyond recognition, until you convinced yourself that he would want this. It's true, isn't it?
You speak nonsense.
How did it feel when you killed my men? Did that fill the hole in your heart even a tiny little bit?
Enough. Shut up!
You can admit it, Primrose. You don't need to be strong anymore.
Stop it! Just stop. You have no place in my heart any longer.
There is that additional thing. You did truly care for that thing. But that was before they showed themselves to be such a thing.
Father. Can I tell you something, Father? Something I've never told anyone before. The truth is, I hated it. I hated my life without you. I hated the loneliness. I hated not having you by my side. But it's almost over now. Please, Father. Forgive me.
Come now, Primrose, it's okay. Abandon this madness, my dear girl. You don't need to lie to yourself any longer. That hard look on your face doesn't suit you. You know you were made for softer things.
I am Lady Primrose of House Azelhart. And I swear on my ancestors' name, and on my father's blade, I will not lose faith. My faith shall be my shield against you! Time for the main event.
Now then,
He's immune to most things. Gotcha.
I will cut you down!
Why did I do the multi-attack?
I'll do my best.
Good damage spread. Go for it, Ophelia.
Malefic star. Pierce our foes.
Wind and darkness. You silenced my
I'm ready.
caster. Alright. Lightning.
Thunder! Ring out!
Every time I say one, it's the other one.
My turn.
Try arrows.
Aim.
It is not arrows.
Victory shall be mine!
We know it's not sword, but let's try spear.
I shall pierce you through!
Damn, it is spear. Okay.
Have
So what does that leave? Blunt and axe, right? It is blunt. Also dagger. Dagger might be good. Let's bring in Zonta. He hits like a truck.
I am ready.
Dagger. Dagger. Dagger, dagger.
I appreciate it, really.
Blood.
The battle is truly joined.
Wilbur, we need to do something about Ophelia's silence. However, for now, let's just heal.
A miracle indeed.
I think that he's a physical attacker. I don't know yet. But But he's gonna get a chance to show me. There's nothing I can do about it.
I am ready.
Out of my way.
He just punches things. Alright, so in that case, let's go ahead and break him. Then go all out. Actually, you know what? No. If we're gonna go all out, let's do it right.
I see through the defenses.
Victory shall be mine.
And you make yourself stronger. Ah. Bring it on. That's actually really annoying. What you just did there. Silencing my guy. I kinda need him to cast things. So, I know I just had confidence, but I kinda lost it, so I need to find my de-silencer things. Where is it? Clamor? Yep. Here you go.
Use this.
You need it. Okay then.
I'll not prepare yourself!
Multicast.
Elfric, bringer of the flame!
Good on ya, Zanta.
I am ready.
Watch me now!
In Aliphin's wisdom.
Have at you. I play
Kermit's picked up a few tricks.
I wreak havoc upon thee.
Think you might like him.
Have at you.
Damn it. I was really banking on it being Therian. Oh well. Here you go, Prim. Have a pomegranate.
Use this.
This is your quarry after all.
Be defeated.
I want you to hit him.
Bring about a miracle of healing.
Santa, no.
I am ready.
Watch me now!
Let's burn him to death.
The show is over.
Vendetta coat.
Bravo. Oh, bravo. I have seen the full depths of your heart. It was more beautiful than I could have ever imagined.
But what now, Prim?
And now, for our climax. Come, Primrose, and plunge your precious dagger into my breast. Every show must come to an end, Primrose. It is time to lower the curtain. And when the moon waxes full and bright in dark heaven, and stars glitter worlds away from earthly sorrow, would that sleep hold you in her soft embrace. Then shall my eyes close, lips open in prayer, for it is only in dreams that we may meet again.
Goodbye, Simeon.
Yes, Umber!
My answer is yes. I'm so happy. My love, my heart is free of all doubts. Let us never be apart again. Never again. Oh shit, credits. I wasn't expecting to go right to credits. Well, we're gonna let that do its thing. this is a legitimately good game. Wow, it's actually showing the order of which I got them. Like, in the right order, it looks like. That's pretty mildly impressive. Alright. But what happens to Prim now? She had to do... She only had this one driving source to have her go on, but now that it's over, where does she go? That's the thing about revenge. It's ultimately hollow. Was it keeping track of how I actually defeated each boss? I don't believe that. I mean, I guess it's possible, but that's just so much extra work. But given that it's random people who are defeating these things, and Cyrus is hurt in that last one, it seems like it might be true. Huh. Everybody all poisoned. If it starts showing them in the specific, like, sub-jobs, then I know for sure it's my party. Cyrus got a lot of these bosses in the early game, didn't he? Thunderbird. Then I truly randomized these, so I have absolutely no idea. But I'm just going to assume that they're all real. This was a really good game. And it does kind of, with the underarching narrative, it's a bit, yeah, that's specific sub-jobs now. How it takes the, each individual character is an individual quests, and yep, that's definitely my fight, because it was very desperate. That wolf kicked my ass. But, got sidetracked. People go on a journey oftentimes not because of some big bad, but because they have a personal reason to do so. The fact that this one has it all loosely connected to the big bad, but doesn't actually have you fight the big bad. Like, that thing's still out there. It's still... I have to get to it. But everybody went out and more or less completed their own stories. And none of them really had a bad reason for doing any of the things that they were doing, story-wise. Tressa's is some light-hearted, I want to go see the world thing. Alvin's just traveling around trying to heal people. And meeting some bad individuals along the way, but there's not much that can be done about it. Cyrus was looking for a lost tome and ended up uncovering a conspiracy. And someone utilizing horrific methods for what they were doing. Darian got himself mixed in with people and found a group of people that, despite whatever his outside appearance may show, he ended up trusting, and he ended up running away from his feelings there, but he'll be back. Hana's looking for a master, and along the way she has to defeat this thing that defeated him, and thereby save everyone else. Ophelia takes up this quest for someone that she cares for and ends up having to shoulder the burden of it in more ways than she ever thought possible once things go horrifically wrong. Am I forgetting anybody? Ulbrich. Ulbrich starts out as a quest for revenge, and it kind of ends that way too, I guess. With finding the person that was ultimately responsible for the fall of Hornburg, but he also managed to reconnect with his old friend who actually did the deed. His is a tale of forgiveness. Varian's old best friend. The one he trusted with everything, who just left him for dead. Yeah, that would do something to someone. Though it seems said that Prim has that the same, another branch of that. Only hers is a love interest for some reason. It's the same amount of hurt either way. I seem to favor using ice to kill things. Except this particular one that I'm showing you burned to death. One way or another, it's been a journey. And whereas there are still optional bosses and stuff to deal with, this is the end of the individual character quests. There's the big evil hidden boss, but that requires random subquests, which I found them to be oddly, like, they're really cryptic. And you need each, like, specific skill in order to do it. So sitting there and hunting down those things is a trial. Other than that, though, there's just, like, the additional good job things, but eh. Unless you need your characters to be a little stronger or have different moves, they really don't come up too much. Octopath Traveler. I'm glad I got this game.
Father. At long last, I can face you again. I did as you always taught me, Father. I found a cause I could truly believe in, and I kept my faith. Since the day that you were taken from me, I swore I would avenge you. And avenge you I did. And yet, even now that my long journey has ended, and I have done all that I set out to do, why? Why does my heart still ache with this hollow pain? What am I supposed to believe in now?
It's okay, Prim.
What cause will carry me on from here? But this is something I must find for myself. And until I do, I will keep dancing.
A vow fulfilled. Prim of a random seagull. Don't know where that comes into play. Completed this traveler's tale, you can now freely remove them from your party. Hardly. She belongs. She's the goddamn leader, and you're not ever gonna convince me otherwise. Why would I want to remove Prim from my party? So there's a sub-quest somewhere in this world that leads me to the end thing. And there's still a couple optional big bosses that I need to go over there and kill. One's there, one's there. And then that'll give me access to things, but that's more skills, more grinding, stuff like that. And I think I'll just do that in a non-archive stream. Just for the sake of futzing around and doing stuff. But the main story aspect of Octopath is now in its completion. Prim's quest for revenge is finally completed. Now she has to find a reason to live, huh? But thanks for joining me in this adventure. And until next time, be seeing ya.